This is a PNGTV Live News Bulletin. I'm Belinda Cora. Star Growth Amiens will lead the SP PNG Hunters when they take on the Brisbane Broncos in a trial match at the National Football Stadium this Saturday. Amiens was named captain today, stepping in for Ase Boas, who was ruled out due to injury. Quintin and I'm with this report.
SP Hunters coach Michael Marum announced a 22-man side with newcomers in the likes of Charlie Simon, Brendan Gotuno, Gilbert Isaac and John Andy debutants in the top 13.
It's a trial game, so it's an honor for these boys to play against one of the best teams in the NRL competitions, which is the Broncos. So, for these boys, a lot of them they got favorite players in that side there. So.
Other players named in the top 13 include Willie Minoga, Moses Meninga, Adam Korave, Alex Wera and Wartovo Puara. Minoga and Meninga have minor injuries and have been given until Friday to recover.
Willie Minoga has got a groin, Wartovo ankle, same ankle last year. There's a few other boys there. Moses Meninga, Enoch Maki. But yeah, now we'll give them till Friday. We have a couple of games on Saturday, so again, there's no rush in getting them in to play. There's a few other young boys that are waiting to come in. So,
Amiens says it's an honor to lead the team against one of the best NRL sides.
I feel really humble to take up the boss's place, but there's a big shoe to be filled. So coming the game time, I'll try and do what I can to lead the boys and direct them around the park.
Coach Marum says he expects the players to give their best efforts as they will be fighting for a top spot in the season opener of the Interest Super Cup. He admits Broncos will be a tough team to go up against.
They're coming up with a full-strength team. This is the last trial game before they play round one game. So we want to just go out there and make sure we stick to our game plan and see if our combination works during the game. Yeah.
Charlie Simon has been given the number 6 jumper and will be the goal kicker. The match kicks off at 3:30 p.m. on Saturday. Brisbane Broncos will arrive in the country on Thursday to prepare for the match. Quintin and I'm at PNGTV Live.
Elizabeth Tandoa, the single mother who apprehended her daughter's rapist late last year at the National Courthouse, wants answers on the medical grounds which allowed the rapist, Paul Pisa, to leave his prison confines under a leave of absence. Tandoa aired her concerns in an exclusive interview last night with Culligan Tanda on Close Up.
Rapist Paul Pisa was allowed to leave Bomana prison on a leave of absence or LOA for medical grounds. Allegations arising are that he had only spent a few weeks in prison after his conviction and subsequent sentencing of 15 years when he was permitted to leave.
That is the question I asked the commander.
Ms. Tandoa, who had apprehended Pisa, had brought him back to Bomana and had met with Bomana commanding officer Haraha Kidikeko to inquire what Pisa's medical grounds were.
So when I asked him if he actually assessed the sick person, he said, no, there was a medical report written. So I said, I wish to see who the author of the medical report is and who signed it and on what grounds. Till now, I don't have that.
Tandoa stated that if indeed Pisa had a prior existing medical condition, he had failed to convey that through his lawyer to the court during his trial.
So that the court and I probably would know that this person has some medical conditions, so in the event that he is released on leave of absence, I would have some understanding. That was never mentioned. But only after he is convicted for 15 years, 3 or 4 weeks later, the person comes up with some kind of condition to release him from the prison.
Tandoa also highlighted that Pisa's medical grounds were conflicting from both Pisa and the Correctional Service officers when she returned him to jail.
From him, he said eye cancer, and from the CIS officers, when we went there, he had severe asthmatic arrest or something. Either way, which one is true? Which one is which? Which medical ground did he get out with?
With the Prime Minister ordering a second investigation team to query the LOAs, Commander Keko has informed PNGTV that he is carrying out his own internal investigation into Pisa's release. Callaghan Tanda, PNGTV Live.
The Hela provincial government is pleased to note the approval of its 2018 provincial budget, which prioritizes in education for its children. In a statement today, it says Treasury officers will this week travel to Tari and load into the PNG accounting system before checks can be drawn. Hela Governor Philip Undi Alu says parents must take equal responsibility and pay up compulsory fees to ensure kids are registered. The governor is now appealing to all respective education systems education system nationwide to allow students from Hela to be enrolled for the 2018 academic year. The Hela provincial government has allocated a total of 6 million kina for school fee assistance, 2 million for overseas student support, 2 million kina for Hela school uniforms, aviation training and institutional supports. These supports are apart from designated education grant support, education infrastructure development, education capacity building and education programs and institutions established in Hela. Over 200 staff from the port services have been made redundant as of Sunday. The group today presented a signed petition to the management requesting for negotiations to be held on the loss of employment and chances of future employment with the new port service company. Gregory Avera with this report.
For over 20 years, Port Services has been one of the leading employers for the Motu Koitabu people. With the port relocation exercise underway, a new port service company has been brought in to manage port services at the new Motukea port. The group's spokesperson, lawyer Boy Samuel, says assurance was given by the government that no jobs will be lost during the transition of the port service management. But what has transpired has affected many individuals and their families.
Commitment that Honorable Duma made can be, pushed on, and our boys don't lose their jobs, because as this old fella has been working there for 38 years, we've got boys from the village working for 10-15 years. They have no other skills except stevedoring.
The group has since ended in a petition to Port Service Management. Outlined in the petition is a request to all discussions on having a compensatory payment to cover loss of future wages and future employment opportunities. While the discussions are yet to be held, the future of the 217 staff remains uncertain.
They have prepared some avenues for us to be employed later on, then we are more happy about the decision. But if they just made the decision and they leave us jobless, we are not happy with the decision that they made.
Company promoting me come up with some trainer. So sample all mangi. Now me training more. Lo 2000 come up 2018. Sample all now only got experience. Sample me line more lo 2017. So this land upla company time em come inside. All talk lo em come inside. Meeting was training me give you all monkey or some land owners or la monkey law some province me give you training all the same experience. No, now this la time company went down now. This la experience me giving all this la monkey. I'm no got useful now.
Meantime, the spokesperson, Mr. Samuel, says they are positive the management will respond well to the petition. Gregoria Vera, PNGTV Live.
NCD police have reported that a suspect from Kagoa Erave was arrested and charged after he was caught with stolen items from the Lands Department earlier on this month. The incident happened on the 2nd of February at the Lands Department, Waigani. When speaking to PNGTV Live, police boss for NCD, Pero Wendrano, says the matter was reported to the station on the 5th of this month. Police say he was arrested and charged for burglary after he stole items such as documents, flash drives and laptops. He is now behind bars. You're watching PNGTV Live News Bulletin. More after these messages. Welcome back. You're watching PNGTV Live News Bulletin. Police in the National Capital District have condemned the uploading and spreading of the closed-circuit television footage of last Wednesday's shooting at the Barocco Foodwell here in Port Moresby. NCD's Metropolitan Superintendent Pero Endrano says such material in a public forum may not stand in court as evidence and may affect the case that is being put together for prosecution. Gregory Avira with this report.
The shooting at the shopping center last week Wednesday saw one expatriate killed and 2 young civilians sustaining injuries. Metropolitan Superintendent Pero Drano, while speaking to the media today, said police are doing their best to ensure this incident is properly investigated.
We have been satisfied with the evidence we had then, so we have allowed the opening of the shop, which has opened since Sunday. And with the help from the embassy, we can now advance from there. That is as much as I can say, because anything, as I say, can be intruding to the investigators' line of inquiry.
Days after the incident, CCTV footage showing the shooting was leaked out on social media. Drano says such material can be used as key evidence and should never have been uploaded on social media.
They did is wrong. It is. I'd like to talk to those people that have posted it. It's unethical, and it is against the law for me to use the same. And that's where it will now disrupt my investigation. And I keep telling, don't put such thing on, because when we go to court, it's already a public not information, and public information is not going to be used for evidence in court.
The Metropolitan Superintendent was not able to give out much information on the progress of the investigation, but has given assurance that police are doing their best. He adds that due to the serious nature of the incident, the suspect will not be allowed police bail while investigations are underway. Meantime, Drano says the suspect has been charged with 1 count of willful murder and may face another 2 further charges of attempted murder. Gregory Avira, PNGTV Live.
Rural Airstrip Agency knowledge and experience in restoring and maintaining rural airstrips in PNG can help many other developing countries in the Asia-Pacific region. That's according to the Rural Airstrip Agency CEO John Bromley. These expertise were recently highlighted when Mr. Bromley was invited to the Republic of the Union of Myanmar to provide advice on the development of rural airstrips in the country of 54 million people. 2 State of Myanmar state officials had visited PNG to see the RAA Rural Airstrip Program and were so impressed that they invited the RAA to their country to inspect their airstrips. Myanmar has 69 airports listed, many of them paved but most of them closed. They suffer from the same problems that airstrips in PNG once suffered before. These problems included neglect, lack of knowledge and experience in maintaining these airstrips. During his visit, Mr. Bromley inspected several airstrip sites and provided insight and advice to the Myanmar officials based on his experience in Papua New Guinea. RR is recognized by the PNG government to maintain and restore rural airstrips in Papua New Guinea. Government-run schools within the country highly depend on TFF funds to operate as well. The question still remains as to did all schools receive their funds last year, and if they did, were these monies put to good use? Billy Tai, community councillor for Leale's community, says schools play an important role in rural communities, and it is a cry for most parents to have their children well educated.
We have two schools, elementary and primary. Yeah, and the government funding or government assistance here is just only through this TFF. and that's all, but nothing else. The assistance that we are receiving today is mainly from ExxonMobil.
He further raised concerns about the TFF funds that should be released on time and without delay because many schools in the rural areas depend on these funds to operate.
Concern is to release the TFF funds on time so that whatever needs that arise in the schools that needs to be upgraded or whatever will be carried out on time or whatever. But due to this TFF funds not reaching the school on time, it's a problem, giving us a lot of problem.
Mr. Tai added that with the increasing population and issues arising in the society and the villages, educating the younger generation is now top priority. The Minister for National Planning, Richard Maro, announced today that the first ever National Planning Consultative Summit will be co-hosted by the Department of National Planning and Monitoring and the Consultative Implementation Monitoring Council, or CIMC. With the theme, Securing Our Future Through Inclusive Economic Growth, it will be held at the Leh International Hotel from the 12th of March to the 15th of March 2018. The key agreed outcome strategies and resolutions will be captured directly into the all-important 5-year development plan of the country, the medium-term development plan of 2018 to 2022. Minister Maro says the MTDP will now be equally driven by the various key partners like the private sector, development partners and ordinary Papua New Guineans, and not just the government of PNG alone. He says that is why it is important that as planners, policy makers and legislators, the practical thinking and ideas of the frontline drivers of the economy must be captured in the plan. The frontliners, the implementers, the drivers, the champions of the plan will be at this National Planning Consultative Summit. The theme promotes the current direction of the O'Neill-able government for all sectors, provinces, districts, wards, churches and civil society organizations, including development partners, to align all development activities to the key focus areas of the Alotau Accord 2. You're watching PNGTV Live News Bulletin. More after these messages. Welcome back. You're watching PNGTV Live News Bulletin. Electoral Commissioner Patilias Gamato has officially announced a program for the 2018 local level government elections. The minister responsible, Kevin Isufu, had approved the dates for the conduct of the LLG elections on the 7th of this month. Issuing of writs is set for the 26th of July 2018. Close of nominations 1st of August 2018. The start of polling is the 20th of August 2018. End of polling 3rd of September 2018, and the return of writs will be before the 24th of September this year. In terms of preparation, he said that the PNGEC has already started preparation work for the conduct of the LLG elections. Commissioner Gamato meantime clarified that confusion surrounding the election of LLG presidents in the 2018 LLG elections. He says the National Executive Council in December 2015 had approved by way of a cabinet decision that ward members will elect LLG presidents in their respective legislative assemblies. Mr. Gamato says this decision still stands. Unless there's a change in the decision, PNGEC will conduct one election for the ward members in the 2018 LLG elections using the limited preferential voting system. Close to 90% of the population live in rural areas, and access to these widely scattered communities is often difficult, slow and expensive. From all the issues arising, like every other community in the country, youth issues remain a talk of communities as parents and community leaders try to their very best to do away with substance abuse in their communities. Substance abuse is increasing at an alarming rate, not only in the city but also in the rural villages, and has become a development issue for the nation. Lea Lea Community Council, Billy Tai, says PNG's young population is extremely vulnerable to this disastrous problem and it should be treated as an issue of concern.
We have a lot of problem in the village here, especially in the home brew. Mainly the home brew. Home brew is the main factor problem that we have here, we face here every day, day in, day out. People, youths consuming this and consuming this home brew and also marijuana.
He added that in rural communities, opportunities are limited for youths. Therefore, there is an increase in substance abuse for many who think that it is a solution to their problem.
Opportunities provided for them. That's why they are getting themselves involved in these things. And I'm trying my very best to get rid of this problem, solve this problem. And I need the government and the authorities to sort of assist.
Tai added that in their community alone, it is a battle to solve such issues at hand faced by youths, and the community is not giving up the fight to stop substance abuse, for they know the youths can do better.
Church executives and church people are also trying their best to solve this youth problem in my village here.
You look forward to better for your place?
Yes, I look forward for the betterment of my village here.
And to some sporting news, Hekari FC is looking confident for this weekend's Southern Conference Challenge despite having many new faces in the side. Hekari coach Erickson Coming tells PNGTV Live that the team has been preparing well and should put up a good contention. Gregory Avera with this report.
This Friday will see the start of the Southern Conference qualifiers for Football Federation PNG's Champions League. Last weekend saw the conclusion of the Northern Conference Challenge, which saw Welgris Morobe FC and Makam FC qualifying for the Champions League. The Southern Conference has 4 teams in total with 2 spots up for grabs. Southern Conference heavyweights Hekari FC, as part of their preparations, hosted a friendly match against Rigo team CV Tatana FC today. The team's coach, Erickson Comeng, says this is the first and only friendly they will be playing ahead of this weekend's challenge.
This is the first friendly match as a team. We got, as you can see, this is totally a new team. I lost some of my players due to international duties, but training and everything's going well, and hopefully we can play good in the tournament.
He adds that the side is made up of many new faces, but is confident they will be up to the challenge. The lads from Rigo put up a good game against Hekari, but succumbed to a 2-0 defeat. Comeng says the match experience today has shown areas they need to improve on, and changes will be made ahead of Friday's start to the competition.
I think our finishing, work on our finishing and our combinations.
The 2 top finishing sides from this weekend's match qualify for the Champions League, in which they face the 2 winners from the Northern Conference next month in Ley, Morobe Province. Gregory Avira, PNGTV Live.
You're watching PNGTV Live News Bulletin. That's it for this evening. From myself and the news team, it's good night.